Hello, it's Cuba Capone Boxing. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to analyze Canelo versus Crawford. Basically, what I'm trying to see is who will win if they fight. So basically what I'm doing, I'm trying to find ways that Canelo can beat Crawford. And it's hard for me to find something besides the fact that Canelo has more power than him. I don't think he's bigger, and I don't think size make a difference when it comes down to greats. We just saw Usyk beat somebody who was 50 pounds heavier than him. So, and we noticed that people might be 130 pounds in the day of the weigh-in, but the next day, they 140. One person get to 140 and the other one get to 154. And either one of them can lose. So I don't think that weight makes a big difference in whoever win this fight. I don't think that Crawford necessarily has to be as big or bigger than Canelo to win this fight. Because if we look back, Mayweather was the smaller guy when they fought. I see Crawford being able to beat Canelo even if he only weighs 162 pounds and Canelo weighs 175. That's the way I see it. I'm really looking for reasons and see ways that, oh shit, my bad. And look for ways that Canelo beat Crawford. And I really can't see a way for him to beat him. If you look at Canelo's footwork, where he sit at, insane. His feet is insane. He cannot run. If you look at him training, if you look at his previous fights, what does he have? Knee pads. The knees are getting old, man. And the reason they getting old is simple. You got a 5'7" guy with 175 pounds on him constantly. We know he fight at 168, but 168 is that's not his walk around weight. He might be 175. I don't think he jogs that much. You know what I'm saying? He has a history of doing steroids. What do steroids do? They destroy your bones. You know, I don't know if he did steroids on purpose or it was a cow or a beef, whatever. Listen, it was in the system. I'm only judging it according to what was on the system. And we all know that steroids kills your bones. Your bones get weakened. But I cannot find a reason for him to beat him. Now keep in mind, he doesn't have the better footwork out of the two. He doesn't have the most speed out of the two. He doesn't throw the better combinations out of the two. His punches are a little more telegraphed than Terence Crawford. Now let's go to the most important thing about boxing. IQ. Who has the better IQ? I believe without a shadow of doubt that Terence Crawford has a tremendous IQ advantage over Canelo. I simply believe it. And this is me analyzing everything step by step. I do not think that Canelo has anything better than Crawford besides punching power. He doesn't have reach advantage. He doesn't have the movement advantage. He doesn't have the IQ advantage. And we all know. I'm going to quote a guy that I believe that's very talented. He said, you can tell who's going to win the fight by who has the better footwork. The best fight that Canelo ever had, I think it was against Kirkland. And you seen him, he had the perfect head movement. He had this. He doesn't have that anymore. If he has to go to that Canelo by the 6th round, he'll be super tired. We noticed that he get tired. Every fight he has now, he gets tired. He'll drop you in the beginning, in the first 6 rounds, and then after that, he'll cruise by and let his, what do they call it? His take over. Because, I mean, he got more experience than Belanga, Jaime Munguia. So he can, you know, even Charlo, he can just cruise with those guys after winning the first 6 rounds. You know, he can just carry those guys. But, nah. Crawford has everything better than him. IQ. And then look at this. Crawford aged way better than Canelo. We don't know Crawford to have no history of injuries, no none of that. Canelo have too many fights. He been fighting pro since way too young. He is 33, but he not really 33 in the boxing age. He is almost out of his prime. He was closer to his prime when he fought Mayweather than now. And I'm going to say this. Terence Crawford is not Mayweather when it comes down to defense and all of that and all of that and all that. But he's Mayweather when it comes down to skills and greatest of all time level type fighter. When I look at Crawford, man, you know who I see? I see Sugar Ray Robinson. When I look at Crawford, I see Jack Dempsey. Names like that. But on the other hand, when I look at Canelo, I see Rocky Marciano. You know what I'm saying? I see guys who are, when it comes down to Canelo, I see guys who are more flat-footed, but they power carries them a long way. Canelo was at his best when he was moving his head, and how his trainer, Reynoso, called it, las cinturitas. Mueve las cinturas, mueve las cinturas. You know, that's when he was at his best. It's hard for him to do that now. Crawford is maybe 37, 38, something like that. He's older than Canelo. And I do believe Canelo is the greatest Mexican of all time, because when Julio Cesar Chavez was 33, he was face down on the canvas. And Canelo hasn't even been dropped. So miss me with that. I love Canelo, but I don't think he can beat Terence Crawford. Not right now. Maybe when he fought Kirkland. But I think Crawford has the IQ to either keep his hands up or to fight him on the outside. I think Crawford can do everything Beauville did. I think Crawford can do everything Erislandy Lara did. And, you know, if Canelo's smart, he kill his body. If Canelo's super smart, all he has to do is go to his body. Boom, 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 go to his body. But how you going to get to Terence Crawford's body? That's the question. That's the question. And if he do go to his body, is Terence Crawford going to be smart enough to grab him? Yes, Terence Crawford is one of the best fighters that I have ever seen, bro. Weight doesn't matter. That's an ugly motherfucker. Ugly motherfuckers like Crawford don't have nothing to lose. If Crawford come to that fucking fight looking like a crackhead, because if you pay attention to how he looked versus Spence, he was in a whole nother dimension. The nigga came looking like a fucking crackhead. If you look, I seen crackheads in the streets that look like that. This nigga had it on his mind. If he come with it on his mind, I believe he can make easy work of Canelo. Canelo has tremendous power, and he is one of the all-time greats of all times. And I really don't want this fight to happen, because I don't want it to fuck up nobody's legacy. Let them dudes go, you know, let them go they own different paths. But I think Terence Crawford do deserve to fight him, because he just want to prove his talent. If he truly want to prove his talent, let him prove it. I don't think Terence Crawford is all about the money. I think the money is a way to bribe you. You know, it's fuck, everybody can get bribed. You bribe kids with candy. You bribe adults with money. So, you know what I'm saying? It is a way to do it. Put the money on boom. Now, I do believe Canelo earned the right to say, no, I don't want this fight. And I don't think nobody will be ducking nobody. I don't, you know, high praise to Canelo. He fought Mayweather. He has a better resume than everybody who talks shit about him. Only lost to 2 fighters. That Triple G fight, I watched that fight a few times. And I saw Canelo can possibly win. So if the judges say draw, and I see that Canelo can possibly win, it's a close fight, I can't dispute it. Because it's an opinionated sport. And boxing is an opinionated sport. And everybody has an opinion. How can Canelo put Terence Crawford in the corner and keep him there without Terence Crawford counterpunching him? Because Terence Crawford is a great counterpuncher. And he has a hell of a chin. And I don't want to hear that, oh, he got hit by Israel Masvidal. Listen. Canelo is way better than Masvidal. He is. He is 1,000,000 times better than Israel Masvidal. But does he have better footwork? No. Can he cover space as quick as Masvidal? No. So I don't want y'all to compare that fight to that. I don't want y'all to compare no fight to that. The way you can compare that fight is you go to Erislandy Lara, because Terence Crawford can do everything Erislandy Lara do better than him. Everything. He can go southpaw. He can go the other hand. He can jab the whole fight. He can he can do all those things better than Erislandy Lara. And that was a super close fight. And the reason Erislandy Lara lost that fight, because at the later rounds, the last 6 rounds of the fight, Erislandy Lara started running more and started getting hit in his body. That's not the same Canelo now. He gets tired right at the 8th round. And what Crawford do at 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, he turns up the heat. He comes with punches that you don't see, like the uppercut, like the hook. So I say that to say this. I do not see Canelo winning this fight, because Terence Crawford can do everything that Beauville did better than Beauville. Everything Beauville did. And guess what? They're the same height. So it's even harder for Canelo to go to the body now, because they're the same height. It's not like he's taller, so the stomach is actually closer to your arms because he's taller. Now the stomach is lower, so it's farther away from your arms. You know what I'm saying? We keep your arms right here. So now it's, the stomach versus somebody taller. And then he got longer reach. So we all know Canelo get frustrated with a jab. You jab him to death. You peck him. Peck, peck, peck. What he gonna do? Get frustrated and try to throw telegraph hooks, telegraph uppercuts. And what is Terence Crawford gonna do? Keep his chin up. Keep his chin down and his hands up. Now, I don't believe Terence Crawford can do everything Mayweather can do and better. I don't believe that. But can he do everything Mayweather can do? Yes. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Can Canelo do everything Spence doing better? Yes, he can do everything Spence do and better. But basically Canelo is nothing but another Spence. A come forward fighter who don't have that good of a footwork, who throw telegraph punches. And when Crawford explodes that, and when Crawford sees that and make Canelo look trash, then everybody gonna say, oh, we all knew Canelo, he has many flaws and woo-doo. Nah, nope, don't nobody. Like, believe me. And I don't believe, I believe out of 1,000%, out of 100%, Canelo can only beat him 1%. I think 99.999 times out of 100, Crawford beats Canelo. Now, can I be wrong? Absolutely. Most likely I am wrong. But if a fighter has a million ways to beat the other fighter, and the other fighter only way to beat him is because people think that he's bigger, which I don't think he's bigger. I think he weighs more. He has more muscle mass as of now, but he's not bigger. They're the same height. Crawford might be taller. Crawford got longer reach. Now, can Canelo catch him in the first round with a fucking powerful punch and fuck his head up for the rest of the fight and fuck over Crawford? Yes. Very possible. Yes, it can happen. Yes. But what are the chances? Just look at Crawford, man. Crawford keep his fucking hands at the right spot. If he know that them hooks coming, what he gonna do? Crawford is going to train to what you good at. How Canelo been catching people? With either them hooks or a quick uppercut. I don't think Crawford's gonna be there for that punch. I think Crawford makes easy work out of that guy. Easy. I love Crawford and I love Canelo. And I think Canelo's supposed to be the favorite until he not the favorite. In this fight, I agree with Canelo being the favorite. But who do I think is going to win? Crawford. Canelo can be the favorite. In my mind, I don't see nothing. You got a slick fighter, man. You got a real slick fighter versus a come forward Mexican fighter. And if you look at the all-time fights that ever happened, when a come forward fighter fights the slick fighter, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about an elite fighter and a mid-level fighter. I'm talking about when it's two greats. Every time the slicker fighter gonna beat the come forward Mexican style fighter. They easy to beat, man. The Mexicans, I ain't gonna say they easy to beat. They're not easy to beat. But the way to beat them is so simple. So simple. They get boring with a jab. Aggravate them with a jab. Man, when I was boxing, man, I forgot who told me this. There was like, them fighters with a lot of experience, they hate simple things. They hate when you simplify. They get bored. So just jab, jab, jab. Jab, jab, jab. All Crawford got to do is, and I think Crawford will drop him in this fight if he fight how I want him to fight. If Crawford listened to me and jab how Mayweather did, what's that Mexican name? What's that Mexican name when he was jabbing to the stomach, and then he came with a hook, like act like he was gonna jab to the stomach and popped it to a hook. Damn, what's this Mexican dude name, man? Fuck! Diego Corrales, when he dropped it. All Crawford gotta do is jab to the stomach, boom. All jabbing to the stomach, what he's gonna do is pause Canelo. Boop, jab and get out the way. Jab and get out the way. Jab to the stomach, jab, and then eventually, boom. Act like you're gonna jab and throw a hook or an uppercut or something. And guess what? I think you can drop Canelo. Now, Canelo only been hurt one time by Miguel Cotto's brother when he was younger. But Crawford is different. And I might be too strong out on Crawford, but Canelo could win. But what do I believe? I believe he has 1% chance of winning. But he actually got a way better chance than what I'm giving him. But I already saw the fight. I saw the fight already because I saw Canelo on the decline. And Crawford is not on the decline. Canelo been on a decline, man. Canelo been on a... He's a come forward fighter who don't have that good of a footwork. Crawford is a slick fighter with awesome footwork. He can go left, he can go right. He can slow the fight down if he needs to. He can speed it up if he needs to. A lot of people say, oh, Israel, man, slow Crawford down. No, it's the opposite. Crawford slowed him down. Look at Crawford fights before. Crawford is patient till he get what he got to get. He's very patient. He's very fucking patient. And look at Israel. Israel is the fighter that throw leaping bomb hooks, leaping that. He didn't do that in the Crawford fight because he know. He was only throwing the straight right hand. And the stance Crawford had was perfect for that shot. He can land that shot. That's not his strong shot. His strong shot is that leaping hook. That he was never going to land that on Crawford. Shit. Man, listen. But if you look at Crawford, he can slow the fight down to the pace that he wants. But he also know that let Canelo get to a good start, boom, boom, so he can get tired in the later rounds, and then Crawford gonna pick him apart at the end. Crawford can easily take round one with a jab, boom, 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 boom. The first 3 rounds, Crawford can take them with a jab. So what is Canelo gonna do round 3 to 6? He gonna try to apply pressure. What is Canelo gonna do round 6 to 9? He's gonna be on his way getting tired. So he's gonna slow it down so he can finish the fight. And guess what Crawford gonna do them 3 rounds right there? 3 to 9. Jab, jab, jab. 6 to 9. Jab, jab, jab. 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 And then, what is Canelo gonna do round 9 to 12? He gonna be tired. So Crawford gonna start hitting him harder. So now you're gonna see the dog in Crawford. Now Crawford gonna start getting mean, and Canelo gonna start going to the ropes, try to bait him in, and let's understand this. Crawford is not no Kirkland. Crawford got defense. Crawford got IQ. Crawford gonna peck him from the outside, boom, 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 hard hooks, and maybe grab him, this, that, and the third, or step right back. Crawford do not get tired, bro. Crawford is from Omaha, Nebraska. You see how ugly Crawford is, nigga? When I was growing up, the people that look like Crawford, them little motherfucking kids that look like Crawford, that's what I used to be scared of, man. Those kids used to put fucking fear in me, dog. Now, don't get me wrong. If I gotta fight you, I'ma fight you. But hey, look, if an argument pop up with a kid that look like Crawford, hey, bro, look, man, we friends. Now, if it get too out of hand, I go give me a stick or something. But other than that, like, I ain't picking no fights with them dudes, man. Why you think Canelo no? Canelo no, bro. I love Canelo. Canelo, I hated him for the longest. This is why I dislike Canelo, because I felt like they robbed Erislandy Lara. I looked at that fight maybe 100 times. And every time I look at the fight, I see a different result. So I feel as the judges got their right call. The judges did what they were supposed to do. You know, they gave the fight to, it's an opinionated sport. It's an opinionated sport, so they gave it to the person who they felt won. And I understand that. But Crawford is going to destroy Canelo. Look at it. It's nothing Canelo can do better than Crawford. Size don't matter. My best knockout was against a motherfucker 250 pounds on Newport. Ask about it. Motherfucker wanted to fight me, and I kept telling him, hey, bro, chill, Bill. And he called me on the wrong day. Now, this motherfucker ain't look like Crawford now. But I was just like, look, bro, kind of big. You know what I'm saying? Stay the fuck back. So this motherfucker caught me on the wrong day in front of my friends and tried to call my hands out. Now keep in mind, I can let somebody talk a little shit, but once my brain wire set get crossed up and I get a short, it's no stopping me. So I grabbed my keys, I put them by I ain't had no belt. You know how you got them little clamps for your keys to your pan belt thing? I put that on my I hooked it from side to side on my pants, and I told him, come on. I threw a straight and a right. Straight left, straight right. Jab. 1, 2. We end up grabbing each other. We separate. It happened again. 1, 2. We grabbed each other. We separate. Somebody said, man, come on, fucking Cuban, man, you tripping. I'm like, man, he grabbing me, holding me, let me go. Somebody said, Cuban, man, you tripping, man? Knock that nigga out. That's all I heard. I threw the 1, 2 again. But instead of me going in, I threw the 1, then I stepped in with the 2. And I caught him dead in his chin with the 2. Fell down like a baby. Fell down like a baby. Nigga, I don't want to mention nobody's name on here, but nigga was in jail, hit him in the stomach. Like trying to let him know, nigga, if you was in jail, nigga could have fucked you just now. Wake up, baby. Wake up. Hit him in the stomach. Letting them know, look, if you was in jail, nigga, you'd have had a toothbrush up your ass. I'm telling you. And at that time, I was 140, and this nigga was 250. Now, that's a street fight. This don't count. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It's not boxing, you know. But when it come down to them greats, look at the history of boxing. The heavyweight champion of the world used to weigh 168. Jag Dempsey. 160 fucking 8. Beat a dude 200 and some pounds. I think, was it Jess Willard? Yes, put him to sleep. Jess Willard was the one I think beat Jack Johnson. And I'm telling you, history of boxing shows you that weight doesn't mean much when we're talking about the elite fighters. Now, if you got two guys that got the same amount of skill, like let's go to Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko. Dude, you're talking about two guys with the same kind of skill set. Both of them was two-time Olympic gold medalists. You're talking about the same thing. Now, of course, 10 pounds is going to make a difference with those guys because they got the same skill set. Do Crawford and Canelo got the same skill set? Not in a million years would they ever. Canelo is Canelo is like more like a Rocky Marciano type of guy. Now, believe me, Rocky Marciano was undefeated. And I don't think Canelo is nowhere near as good as Rocky Marciano was. But can he do some of the things that Rocky Marciano did? Yes. Their footwork is basically the same thing. That's what I'm comparing them. They do have punching power. But Rocky Marciano was arguably the same size as Canelo, maybe 2 inches taller. I think Rocky Marciano fought like at 180 before. So I think Canelo be at 180 a lot. But when we're looking at Crawford, man, we got to look at he can do everything Mayweather can do. Not quite as good. And he also can do everything Sugar Ray Robinson can do. So I'm looking at it like this. I'm doing boxing history research. They say styles make fights. So I'm looking at styles. You know, every fight is different based on the fighter's style. So what I'm doing, I'm searching the styles. All I'm doing, I'm searching styles. what I'm doing. I'm searching a style. And guess what the style tell me? If we go style, make fight, the style point, go to Crawford. That's 1 point for Crawford. Let's go. IQ, that's 2 points for Crawford. Footwork, that's 3 points for Crawford. Speed, that's 4 points for Crawford. Power, that's 1 point for Canelo. Stamina, that's 1 point more. That's like 5 points for Crawford. So like if you ask, and not none of that win fights. Nothing that I just mentioned win fights, but they say styles make fights. So who's winning this fight stylistically? Crawford. If you don't think Crawford winning this fight, man, it's either I'm gonna be blunt with you. A lot of people don't like black people, even people that hang with black people. And even black people hate black people. So a lot of people is going to go against Crawford because of his color. Look at Devin Haney, man. I ain't never seen nobody say so much stuff about somebody when he did everything right and the other guy did everything wrong. But that's just the world we live in, man. We program in the United States and in the world to hate the black man, even when the black man is actually better. And then we find reasons to say, oh, this, that. Man, look, bro. When I tell you Crawford gonna fucking put the paws on this motherfucker, man. I'm willing to bet my fucking left finger they can amputate one of my fingers if Crawford loses this fight. That's how sure I am that Crawford gonna beat this motherfucker. I'm willing to bet a testicle that Crawford can beat Canelo every day of the week. Now, I'm not betting two, but I bet you one testicle that Crawford can beat this guy. I'm willing to put a testicle on the line of how sure I am that he will get the fucking job done easily. Easily. Look at Israel Mess, whatever the fight was. Sit down with me and watch that fight, and you're going to see how easily he won that fight. Crawford ain't even get touched up like that. He got touched up the same amount of times when he fought Gamboa. Probably 2 times more. And guess what? Gamboa fight was only like 9 rounds versus 12. That's 3 extra rounds. That dude did not get touched up. And them copy box numbers, that's bullshit. Because I sat there and I counted punch for punch that I saw land for one and the other. I'm willing to bet a testicle, man. This Cuba Capone boxing, man. This is my opinion. This is not your opinion. But my opinion is what matters to me. My opinion is the only opinion that matters to me. But this is simply my opinion. This is not your opinion. You can have a different opinion every day of the week. I don't care about your opinion. Because most likely you don't know shit about boxing and you don't know shit about life. You ain't never been in a cell fighting for your life. You ain't never been in a courtroom fighting for your life. So you ain't never been in that boxing ring fighting for your life. You ain't never been in that boxing ring throwing up, got up and finished what you was doing. So we can't talk boxing because you never threw a jab before. All the fucking commentators saying this, that, and the third. You ain't never threw a fucking jab before, nigga. You don't know how to pivot in boxing, nigga. You don't know how to throw a 1, 2, 3, nigga. So don't talk to me about no fucking boxing, nigga. I barely know how to throw that shit. Boxing is one of the hardest sports in the world. You can't get lucky with this shit. There's no such thing as getting lucky with this shit, bro. This is one of the hardest sports in the world. This is not UFC, where if you don't know how to throw punches, you can wrestle and win a fight with wrestling. And if you don't know how to wrestle, you can just throw a crack. Man, anytime Kimbo Slice can go in the UFC and make a name for himself, you know that's some bullshit. This is not football, where if you're not good at nothing but you large, you can go to that line and block. Or you can go and rush. Boxing is the only sport where you only able to use one thing, one body part, and that's your hands to win the fight. It's not no other sport in the world that you only use one thing. Look at soccer. You can use your feet, you can use your chest, you can use your head. In boxing, you have to use only the gloves. When you compare boxing, compare this shit more like cockfights. And even in cockfights, you can use your beak. Boxing, but bro, is the hardest sport in the world, bro. It don't get no harder than boxing, man. I'll tell you that. I'm out, man. Cuba Capone boxing, man. I'm willing to bet a testicle, man. I already got 7 children. I don't want no more. But I'm willing to bet a testicle.